I hope you're needing some motivation today because I am doing all the things. I am cleaning and I am organizing. I'm going to head outside and do some lawn work. It's just a little bit of everything, 36 minutes, and you can either use it to motivate yourself, or honestly, a lot of times I watch people work to relax. Or you might choose some things and do it alongside me, work while I work. So, yes, I'm very animated here. And honestly, if this was worth you hearing, you would hear it. Trust me, it's nothing. I'm just so glad you're here. My name is Karen. I welcome you to my home. And I'm excited to get into this video and give you all the motivation that you need. I really need more hangers. I have yet to set up the office stuff. By the way, I have my burn shirt on. It has a hole right here because the first time I was burning this year, a pine sap snapped. You know, that's the thing about burning pine is it snaps, and an ember burned a hole in the shirt and burned me. Not seriously or anything. Definitely first degree at the worst, maybe not even first degree, but it did burn. It hurt. Anyway. So now, if I think I'm going to burn, this is the sweatshirt I wear. What was I saying? Oh, putting away. Oh. Once I get this stuff put away. I have not yet set up the office stuff. So it's all decluttered. And I actually don't think, there was a couple cords my husband said we could get rid of, but really there were stuff that were mine. I don't think he actually got rid of anything, which is fine, but I'm excited to set up his area for him so that he has everything he needs at his fingertips and doesn't have to wander all over the house to get it. And then I will have my stuff at my fingertips where I work. It's just we moved ourselves around without ever, we just moved our body and our laptops. We never moved anything else, so that doesn't work. These sweatshirts, I always have to air dry. It's so funny because all of my sweatshirts, I've gotten them at Walgreens and they say Maine, it seems like. And when I went to Vermont, my son was like, "Are you just going to wear Maine sweatshirts?" It's like, yeah, that's all I have. That's because I do my shopping at Walgreens. And I have this random plastic hanger. All right, and then this stuff is in my drawer, but needs to go in the basement in my suitcase. So that's here. And I need to, this is my husband's laundry, put that away real quick, and then put this stuff away. And I can move on to the office things. I will switch to voiceover because my husband is listening to the radio while he works, which I actually love that he does that because then it relaxes me because I know he's having a good moment and feeling relaxed. So I will just switch to voiceover so I don't get into copyright troubles. After I put the laundry away, I am headed straight to the dining room to start working on the things that we had left out from our office declutter. This is a box where I tend to throw important papers that have yet to be filed. So I never set up the tax papers. We've done our taxes, but what I do is I put it in a Gladlock bag. That way it's safe from moisture. And I put the year on the outside, and I needed to set one up for each person in my family. I'm going to go through all of these papers. It's something I didn't do. I don't know why I procrastinate papers so very much, but I do. And what I have is I have one file folder in our file cabinet for each of my kids. So then anytime papers come in, I tell them about the papers and I plop them in that file. So anything that they're looking for, they go to the file, and every single thing is in there that relates to them. This was such a game changer. I am not a naturally organized person. I have to work really hard to be organized. So it took me years to think of this. And I think having 7 kids is what really precipitated it. We spent a ton of time always hunting for papers. And so once I did this, it was so beautiful. No matter what they were looking for, I could say, go check your file. And they would go check the file. And as long as it wasn't something they took out another day and then didn't put away, it would be right there. And I'm loving this. And then when they get married, when they move out, I declutter that file, take out anything that doesn't need to be kept anymore or that they want to get rid of, and then I give them their file. So our son Francois just got married, and I gave him his file. So I did find a few papers that were his here and there around the house. And so I also, during this time, got those in an envelope ready to mail down to him. It's nothing that you shouldn't mail, don't worry. It's just little like certificates and that type of thing. You know, things that he might like to keep, but nothing that is, you know, if it got lost in the mail would be a bummer for him. Just so you know. But I'm getting everything organized and I'm getting it put in the file folders. Anything that has to do with the kids is in the bottom drawer, and then anything that is my husband and I's is in the top drawer. That also helps me a lot too, to keep things organized and be able to find things. So I find that a true 2-drawer file cabinet is just perfect for us. I don't need a ton, and it also forces me to go through things once in a while. No, I've never scanned and put things online or on my computer. I am a paper girl, so I feel much more comfortable. Maybe I'm showing my age, putting things, you know, keeping the paper, putting it in there. And then, you know, when the 7 years are up or when it's not relevant anymore, like for example, let's say it was a loan paper, when it's not relevant anymore, then it gets decluttered. So I have had things happen with computers, things happen with space, things happen with thumbnails and hard drives. And obviously things can happen to paper too. Like if I had a house fire, that is a wooden file cabinet. I have some metal ones in the basement, but I pretty much keep things up here. And then we do have a couple of safes in the house that are fireproof. So if there's something, you know, really that would be tragic to lose, it goes in there. I always have to remind myself of how good I'm going to feel when it's all done. By the way, I keep licking my finger because I got a paper cut on this envelope and immediately was bleeding. Oh my goodness, my finger just split right open and I was getting blood on the envelope, and oh my goodness, what a hot mess. So I kind of went through this and I thought, I've got to ask. So I had to ask my husband, what are the things you've gone through, want to keep? And he said that little box, which is actually my box, the one with the handles, the cloth one, he hasn't gone through that yet. And I had just kind of thrown some odds and ends in there. So he told me what he wanted to keep. And so I'm going to organize that and put it near, you know, in his hand reach. And I am always keeping laundry rolling. If I have any laundry, I will always interrupt myself and to go switch it over to get it started. That way it's ready to fold when I'm all done with my chores. I love the idea of my appliances being servants for me. So I like to get my servants rolling. And I love the idea that I had to hand wash clothes when I was in Nicaragua. And oh my goodness, that was overwhelming with a big family. It was awful. So I've never taken my laundry for granted again. And I did even have a friend at that time who gave us or let us borrow a washing machine, and we set it up outside in Nicaragua. So I didn't have a dryer, but I did have a washing machine. I've just never taken that for granted again. And also having a dishwasher, and to know something is washing dishes. So I had a microscope I want to get rid of. I want to try to sell it. That was on the floor there. Got that out of the way. The other was an empty box. So that we didn't need an empty box. Here I am. I'm getting out my YouTube stuff. I'm going to move that to my bedroom, and that will give my husband more space. We do not need this whole cabinet. This was more for like crafts and stuff that I had and planners. So all of that is decluttered. You can see I'm sitting in his chair. That is his desk. You can see how he can just reach over and grab anything that he has. So this was why it was so important to kind of get this stuff decluttered and to figure out what are the things he actually needs when he's working or using the desk, and what are the things that he doesn't need. And I had put it in this gray box I'm holding just to transport it. Now I'm transporting my YouTube stuff to my room in the same box, and then that will be a spare box we can use in another area of the house to declutter. I'm going through this stuff. This is also my stuff, and so this is leaving as well. And maybe some point I'll be able to get rid of some of the furniture. So here just shows this cabinet here and all of the empty space that is still available. That feels great. And then those are his things here, and I have them subdivided so they're just easy to see. And then this is our budget drawer that we both use, and then those are his little notebooks and journals. He is a writer, in his Bible study materials. And so this is the little cabinet that I'll be using. My area is much smaller than his, but I actually think it is a good thing. I feel like it's what I need right now, so I'm not mad about it. Obviously, I'm not mad about it. It was my choice. So, I'm just going to see what can fit in here. This can come off like so. Okay, that does fit. That was my concern, was would that fit? So this can be where our YouTube-y things go, which I don't have a ton, thankfully. So there's that. And then do this when I'm reading. Could go here if I should just fall over. So the thing is, this journal is not going to fit. So either is this Bible. This Bible would fit. So I need to clean off this. Most of this is old stuff. This is my husband, so I will put that in his stuff. Okay. It's like work notes. This is my COVID vaccination record. Put that in my pocketbook. My necklace gets put where my necklaces go. I actually feel like this was tangled and it's like not tangled now, so miracles. And then driftwood goes with my craft stuff. I am going to make something with my driftwood. I've been looking at ideas on Pinterest. So for now, the best I can think... Oh, this needs to be cleaned. Hang on. I'm happy with this. You know, I don't have that much anymore, which I think this is just like medications and such. My husband's wallet, you know, that's where he's used to keeping it. It's where he's going to go look for it. His medications in here. There's just some things where this is where he's used to having it. So that's what that drawer's for. And then my stuff here, my YouTube stuff here, and an empty drawer for overflow. I might put my microphone in that drawer, but I've been keeping it on the desk. We used to have this like TV screen here, but it was one my husband uses when he needs to see things large. So we moved it over to here. So that way, whenever he needs it, he can just flip it to this area. We're getting rid of this today. It's just some paperwork he and I are going to go through together later on. So he's got his area all set up now. This is that little box. Some of that's mine, like glasses and stuff that I can get rid of. Some is stuff we need to go through. I thought I would show you what I've been doing on my break too. My breaks or when I take a break, especially at night. I was so happy I got all my editing done before supper. So sometimes I'm just not as into TV. So if my husband uses TV to relax, so I can still sit with him, and I've been coloring again. I just kind of like cycle around to different interests. That's a couple I did last night. It's just so funny because I had bought the girls this coloring book that Yvonne picked out when we had that blizzard, and it's Mangutopia. But it is cupcakes and kittens. I mean, come on now. I love me some cats, so it's just very relaxing to color. And I got, I usually was using Papermate markers, but I ended up getting these at the time at Michael's, and they really have a lot of ink in them, you know, so it's just very gliding. So I liked it. It had a lot of colors, so I've just been enjoying that this week. I'm sorry that I didn't have a video up for you yesterday. It's been a week. You know, it's just one of those weeks where there's a lot coming at me, and I just had to prioritize and slow down. And so it feels good to get back at it again. This is my Optivia food. My husband has some in the drawer right there. I'm putting some of his bars in there. And then I've been keeping mine underneath that in the cabinet. And then we also have the overflow in an under the bed storage thing. So that's where we keep like boxes that we haven't opened yet. And that is mostly his stuff. He hasn't really been utilizing a lot of Optivia lately. So either he'll go back to it or I'll work my way through it. Either way, my stomach just loves Optivia foods. I have a lot of stomach issues. I did have a doctor tell me that I had IBS. I don't have a gallbladder, so that makes it a little rougher. And so this is clean food. It just works really well for me. I have gained a little bit of weight back because I've not been good. So it's just always going to be a struggle for me. And for right now, it just helps me to have this. And I would like to lose the weight I had gained back. And I definitely notice it whenever I'm editing. But anyway, this is where I'm storing the Optivia for now. And soon we'll have even more space. I want to wash this window because soon enough I'll be begging my husband to put in the air conditioners. So I want to make sure that the windows air conditioners go in are clean. So I'm sorry about the shadow, but at least what I'm cleaning you'll be able to see. Because of lighting. I do find that I could be doing this with my phone and the lighting would be just fine. So there's a pro tip for you. If you are a YouTuber who doesn't use your phone and you've got a lighting issue, I'm telling you, my phone does so much better, but I don't want to go through all that. It is warm, such a gorgeous day, but I had something happen with public school, so my public school daughter is home and she has a friend over, so kind of trying to get things done today and still avoid them with my camera. Yeah. So, but luckily there's plenty to do. And then I was going to go and clean the bathroom. I have to take Yvonne to work soon. I'm taking my daughter to the library, another daughter to a library. So I'm going to be on the road. But Yvonne is in the bathroom getting ready for work. I was going to clean that bathroom. So it's like everywhere I go, there's people there. Oh, just the air coming in feels amazing. I can't keep this window open because my husband never replaced the screens when we took the AC out in the fall. He didn't put the screen back in. It's in the basement. So I can't leave the window open. Well, bugs for one thing. But I don't want a cat jumping out of the window either. He's not too bad. I'm keeping up with it better. Oh, it dried too fast. All right, this is super dirty, and since I am cleaning anyway, I meant to do this before, and I never did, so Let's get it right now. This was definitely a if you give a mouse a cookie moment, because I really was just trying to get the stuff out of the dining room and put it away so that we could have use of our offices more efficiently again. And then I noticed how dirty this was. So I thought, the only real way to get it totally clean is to completely move this cabinet out of the way. And while I'm doing that, let me give you a shout out for this flooring. It might be Pergo. I know I bought it at Home Depot like 10 years ago. And you know how that laminate stuff, you're not supposed to get it wet. It warps. It just doesn't do well with water. Our wash machine is on the opposite wall of where I am right now. And inside the closet and the room, flooded twice from a broken washing machine. No warping. No cracking, peeling, nothing. Just as pristine as ever. Clean it, wipe it down, and it looks shiny again. It has always looked brand new. We have not been careful with it. I mean, I try to be as careful as possible, but we have definitely, we had a teenager in here. Actually, we've had 2 different teenagers in here. They're not going to be careful, and it just looks gorgeous. So Home Depot for the win. So much better than what we got in the kitchen, dining room, bathrooms, and upstairs bedrooms from Lumber Liquidators. I hate that stuff. It was installed terribly. This was installed beautifully. So just saying, I always go to Lowe's now. I'm not even sure why, but Home Depot for the win on this particular floor. I could not love it more. I don't know if we just got blessed. Look at that dirt. Or if it just was a superior product. But if you're looking for flooring, I know it was 10 years ago, but take a look at Home Depot too. I'm leaving the mess right here because I'm about to drive my daughter to the library. So that's like a 5-minute drive, no big deal. I might stop at Dollar General and see if I can get some more lights for outside because we did love them, and I really hope I'm pulling out my t-shirt because it's a little tight on me, so just get them out of the wash. We do really love the lights. I would like to have more. The ones I stuck in the ground, they're really not that bright, so I might replace them with more expensive ones later. But the ones I pushed into the ground that were like $4 or $5, I like those a lot more. So I'll probably get enough to push into the ground so that the longer walkway has enough, but I'd like to get some more that you push into the ground that are flat. Those were really good, even though they were at Dollar General. As a reminder, I'm outside to rake. I'm raking pine cones down the hill because I think we're going to get a couple days of rain. I really feel like that it's going to be time to mow, and I don't want my husband to have to mow over a bunch of pine cones, so it also gives me a chance to see if there's anything hidden in the grass, rocks or sticks or that sort of thing. So I'm just going to keep on going a little bit at a time until it's done. If I could multiply myself times 4, I would just be the happiest girl alive. I always have these things I want done, and everything always, it's going to take longer than you want it to, and I always have 10 more ideas in my head, and it's just patience. And this is one of the things I like about filming daily or nearly daily, is that I say nearly daily because I didn't get a video up yesterday and I did take a day off from filming. But to film nearly daily, it really puts in a sense of reality. What is possible to get done? I am just like you. I am influenced by watching YouTube, and I can fool myself into thinking I can do a total yard refresh, put down all the flowers, do all the things in a day because I just watched a 20-minute video and that's what they got done. And so I like the reality of posting more often because there's no possible way I can have all these things done and show them to you. But I have to believe there's a value in the reality. It is true reality video when you see what I actually get done in a day, because everything that you see filmed here happened in one day. And I was doing it kind of in between driving people to things. Luckily, the longest drive was 15 minutes, dropping off Yvonne from work and, going and picking and dropping my daughter off from the library. So I feel like there's great value in it so that we're not burning ourselves out. I mean, this to me was a super productive day for me, and I was, good and tired by the end of the day. And it was real because there were company in my house and I was having to do some driving, that sort of thing. But I just want to show you the reality. I think there are other channels that has its place of seeing what's possible, seeing a good before and after.
I really want to stop, but because the bugs are really like swarming me, I'm going to do one more pass. I'm going to make myself.
Anyway, but at least equal in value is seeing the reality of what one person can get done.
Yvonne just saved me. She's ready to leave for work. Woohoo! Okay, the sad news is, some of you might remember, I had one daffodil, and I came out one day, and the daffodil was like laying on the ground, so something had taken a bite out of it. But look at this. My other ones, which are, I believe, the white with the yellow center, they have buds. Look at those beautiful things. So I just pray in the name of Jesus that nothing kills them.
After I got back from driving Yvonne to her work, then I went back to my bedroom. I kind of do that. I cycle around a little bit. I don't necessarily always stay in one place. And part of that is because I like to get outside at a certain time of the day when there aren't as many bugs. I notice mid-afternoon, there's not as many bugs. And then when it starts to cool down and the yard gets shadier, they come out again. So even though I was getting a little bit of swarmed, it would have been way worse in the morning, or it would have been way worse at supper time. And I know I can always go back to my bedroom, but my husband, I didn't, he was working, so I'm doing this. And then he walked in, and I was like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna get it." I said, "By the time you come back here again, this will be all put back together again." But luckily, his office stuff wasn't in here, so it wasn't like he needed anything immediately. It just was completely trash. But he's good. He doesn't really care about that stuff. But I just was like, "Don't worry, I got this." Sometimes he knows I get into messes and I have to call in for help, but I'm getting much better about taking care of things by myself. If you're new here, I've had a lot of new people. I welcome you. I am a mom to 7 kids ranging in ages from 17 to 30. I have 3 sons, 4 daughters. All 3 of my sons are married, and the oldest has 3 children, Nolan, Eloa, and Joanna. And Nolan is in kindergarten. Loie is, Eloa, we call her Loie. She's 3, and Joanna is 6 months old. So they're tons of fun. Even though they live far away from me in Alabama, we see them as much as we can. And I did just get to see them in Vermont recently, which was wonderful. And then in North Carolina at my youngest son's wedding. It has to be kind of on a rug because of just the way this all fits. So I use these to prop it on the side that's not on the rug. So what my husband did is he's smart. This is the dirt on that rug. Now to clean up this mess. Actually, I should finish this one first. This is trash. This is a key I need my husband to, I need to ask him if it goes to anything. So, we just need to leave. I'm getting it all cleaned up here. If this is giving you a lot of motivation, if you could just leave me a little smiley emoji in the comment section, then I would know that you like this kind of video, and hopefully you'll enjoy more that comes from me. If you've never subscribed, I do invite you to click on the subscribe button, and then YouTube can let you know when I upload a new video, or even if you don't turn on notifications, you can go to the little word says subscriptions on the sidebar where it has like your histories and home and all those words. You just look for subscriptions and you can see what each of the people that you have subscribed to have put up recently. So I always go to my subscriptions page to check out what people are posting. So you would be able to do that with my videos as well. And I just welcome you. I'm so glad that you have chosen to spend your time with me. I appreciate you so much. I definitely appreciate the overall tone in the comments section, how lovely and encouraging and friendly everyone is. And I know there are plenty of people that don't comment. In fact, you might be surprised to know I'm not one to comment a ton on videos. There are some who, like, they know me, and so I do try to comment on those just so they know I'm there. But I'm also not a big commenter, so I understand. And some of you will just always leave me a heart emoji or something. I love that. Then I know you're there. So feel free to comment. I do love getting to know everyone in the comment section, but don't feel like you have to. But I appreciate all of you and that you're choosing to spend your time with me, and rest assured, you're my motivation. I got some more solar stakes. I will say these $1 stakes, they don't light up very much. These $4 ones, Pathway at Dollar General, light up a lot more. So I'm going to put some of these out. I got some more. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these and 6 of these to complete the walkway. So I want to do that tonight. Not sure if it'll be in today's video. And then I just have a little bit more laundry to do. So here we are, full circle. We started with laundry. We're pretty much ending with laundry. It's just a never ending laundry and dishes and dishes and laundry. And so you can see me. I get distracted, man. I decided to check and see where I was with my Bible study homework to see what I needed to do. And then I'm going to get things folded. And that is pretty much all I get done, even though I'm going to tell you in a minute that I might get to other things. I don't. All right, I have just this little bit of laundry to fold. I feel like I'm getting back into a better routine, which feels so good. It's and I will say day one of getting back into a regular routine, but I felt really good that I was able to get up this morning, and Robin and I, we got the dishes put away, we got the bed made, you know, we got our normal things done, we got the house set up, I got the laundry going, you know, so it feels really good. The days right now, for whatever reason, are very busy. So what I'm trying to do is just have, you know, a couple goals in mind, and then what I would do if I got those things done. Always my morning routine. That doesn't even count as a goal. That is just upkeep. But with the yard, I just feel like I do what I can. And right now it's pure pleasure. And I kind of allow myself, when it stops being fun, I stop. Because I do enjoy it. So I feel like it'll get done. And it's not an emergency. And then I wanted to, you know, I wanted to get one area clean. And sometimes I have to be flexible for who's in the house. So it turned out to be my desk area. And I have my husband's desk area at least organized, so that he can find all his things, and they're right at his fingertips now, because he was actually, I think, feeling displaced from his things being in 3 places. So now they're in one place. He has one more box. He has told me we need to declutter, so that was good. We'll definitely do that. I don't know if it'll happen tonight or not. I know that we need to look at bills and that kind of fun stuff, but it'll happen. It's just a box. So I have it on the dining room table. I have it on the end. It's not bothering anyone. It's going to happen when it happens. I am at peace with that. So, yeah. All my laundry is 100% caught up. I have no idea what we're making for supper. I know one of us will need to pick up Yvonne from work because we have a car shortage that's going to last until somebody buys a car, like a teenager. So we got a lot of people sharing. It's a little crazy right now, but it'll get worked out. I'm throwing underwear. I'll deal with that off camera. Let's see. And then I know we're going to get some rain, so maybe I'll get some more work done in the basement. I'll get another room cleaned. You know, our bedroom is pretty good right now. I do want to go to the other bedrooms and do clean the windows specifically. That air conditioners will go in, because that upstairs, we don't have an attic over the the rooms up there, so it does, once we get warm, it gets very hot up there. So I tend to put air conditioners in early for the girls because, you know, you might not need it every day, but when you need it, whew, you need it. Even if it's just to cool it down before you go to sleep and then turn it off. A lot of times is what happens, so I want to get those windows clean. I think I am going to end it here. We'll pick up again for the sake of editing. So if I do anything tonight, I'll just tag it on the next day and I'll make sure you know when I did it. But remember, as always, God loves you and I love you too. And I can't wait to see you next time.